In the forested lands of Luakaha, in the upper portion of Nu'uanu Valley, lies Kaniakapu, translated as the sound of the land shells. Kaniakapu is a place of significance that holds memories of great chiefs and ali'i, home to one very special person to Hawaii, King Kamehameha III. Kaniakapu is, to what I believe, is one of Hawaii's most sacred treasures. After interviewing Mrs. Spencer, she described it as being the most sacred site following Kukaniloko, the birthing stone in Wahiawa. The trail leading to this site is short and concealed by bamboo trees. Most travelers would drive by the entrance, not knowing of its true value. Let's begin on this magical excursion sharing the significant historical facts about this treasure. In ancient Hawaii, Kaniakapu was once a place for medical purposes and had an active, functioning heiau.
But the complex was much larger. The very first building was the hale. Some of the Hawaiians that are there interpret that as a heiau.
In Hawaiian culture, a heiau is defined as a place of worship. According to the Kavelina Network, the location where Kaniakapu ruin stands once was the site of a heiau ho'ola, a temple used for healing where practitioners treated those with injuries and illnesses. It was where travelers came to receive relaxation and medical attention when passing between Kona and Ko'olaupoko.
There was a huge lo'i behind, and that's all very dry right now. You can see the old walls and the old sort of connections of being able to drain the water out of the lo'i. There are a lot of remnants of medicinal plants in the area. If you're sort of looking at the house like this, in the area off to the right, there's a huge medicinal plant area.
After further research, the heiau was also used as a temple for the gods. The heiau is the highest in the Honolulu series of temples dedicated to Lono. Lono is the Hawaiian god of agriculture and rain. It is important that the people of Hawaii know of Kaniakapu because of the societal impact it played in the Hawaiian culture. After many long and bountiful years, the heiau became ruins just as Kaniakapu is today. However, there were many events that took place here. For instance, an event that took partly in Kaniakapu was the Battle of Nu'uanu in 1795. This occurrence was important to the unifying of the islands and shows one historical impact that makes this place significant. Furthermore, the ruins of King Kamehameha III and Queen Kalama's summer home rest here. According to the Kavelina Network, Kamehameha III served as king from 1825 to 1854, the longest reign of any of Hawaii's kings. This site is where Kamehameha and other chiefs wrote the Rights of Chiefs and Men in 1839, the Constitution of 1840, and the Mahele of 1847. Also, according to an online research, a native place, this is the only known structure remaining that is associated with Kamehameha III. Also, Kaniakapu was once the summer retreat of the chief's children. It's a claim that all reigning rulers of the Hawaiian kingdom, from the time of Alexander Liholiho, spent time there. Liholiho built the original house for Ko'i Keaoli, and to this day, her bedroom can still be identified. Kaniakapu is hence the only place in the world where all the monarchs of the Kingdom of Hawaii were physically in the structure or in close proximity. Finally, Kaniakapu has a plaque that remains on the site and dignifies the historical importance. This plaque displays more than just a place of war or creating useful tactics, but events that were held here. The following plaque reads, completed in 1845, it was the scene of entertainment of foreign celebrities and the feasting of chiefs and commoners. The greatest of these occasions was a luau attended by an estimated 10,000 people celebrating Hawaiian Restoration Day in 1847. Besides Kaniakapu's culturally rich history, it shares both an environmental and personal importance for me and the people of Hawaii. After being neglected by the Great Ali'i around 1847, this land has been untouched by modernization. In a 1984 survey of the land, this area is completely undisturbed by modern development of any kind, except for the seldom used roadways and water pipes. Also, numerous excavations by treasure hunters were noted in the area, and in every case the backdirt piles contain a wide variety of 19th century material culture. Secondly, Kaniakapu is very important to not only the history and the land, but also the people of Hawaii. In the same survey in 1984, it was noted the stone walls are overgrown with ironwood trees and other kinds of vegetation. They are deteriorating. The author Earl Neller made points that if this land was not being taken care of, all of the history would vanish. The land needed to be protected from vandalism and preserved. I was happy that I was able to visit the site and understand more of the importance of Kaniakapu. When entering, you could really feel the mana, and I was happy to know that I was standing in an area that all my ancestors came from. I believe that this area should be taken care of more often, because if it is to be neglected, then the history, our culture, will all slowly disappear. As earlier mentioned, Kaniakapu is a cultural treasure that should be given more acknowledgement from its community and the state of Hawaii. It has an environmental, historical, and communal importance. It's essential to the people of Hawaii because it is a structure that holds the history of our ancestors. Knowing this place was important to them, it's important to us. Finally, remember, it is not only vital to the preservation of history, the connecting of one community, but it's a place that united our people.